let's talk about your view of capitalism.
Well, we're in the process of automating away the most common jobs in the U.S. economy, which includes retail worker, call center worker, truck driver, food service. These are the jobs that are disappearing around the country, and unfortunately, they're also the most common jobs. We're the richest and most advanced economy in the history of the world. Most people around the country are not experiencing that. So right now we have this GDP measurement that we made up 100 years ago, and it's leading us in the wrong direction. 78% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, 57% can't afford an unexpected $500 bill. People are looking around and saying, wait a minute, if GDP's at a record high, why do things feel so lousy? So you have 3.5 million truckers making about $46,000 a year. 5 to 10 years from now, my friends in Silicon Valley come up with trucks that can largely drive themselves. And then you're gonna go to that truck driver and say, hey, turns out your market value, it's not 46,000 anymore. It's 26, it's 0. And it's not just the trucker, it could be a radiologist, and we say, hey, turns out that AI can see tumors you can't, you lose. But we need to start using different measurements to try and drive our economy and society forward. A new human-centered economy that's built around people's health and well-being. We could take the best of capitalism and turn it towards things that we can all get excited about. So that's the vision of what I call human capitalism. We have been so brainwashed into thinking that human worth and economic worth are the same thing that we are contorting ourselves in increasingly attenuated and ridiculous fashion. But my wife is at home with our 2 boys, 6 and 3, one of whom is autistic. What is her work valued at in GDP? 0, because GDP doesn't consider that actual economic contribution. When you look at, you say, well, your current function has 0 market value, thus you have no market value. You make it so that the market serves us instead of all us being inputs to the market. Because if we're all inputs to the market, we lose to robots and AI. It's capitalism where income doesn't start at 0. Instead of using GDP and capital efficiency, we should be using things like how our kids are doing, our own mental health and freedom from substance abuse, average income and affordability, clean air and clean water, and then use those as the actual measurements of economic progress. With your leadership, we can actually build an economy that centers upon us, the owners and shareholders of this great country. We have to take this opportunity and seize it. That is my plan to save humanity. Andrew Yang! Andrew Yang! Andrew Yang! Andrew Yang! Andrew Yang!